going on, guys? It's Macleod GF, and today I'm going to be doing my final LEGO DC Superheroes 2015 Justice League set review on the Green Lantern vs. Sinestro set. And the set number for this one is 76025. The recommended ages are 6 through 12 and an SB count of 174, while the price point is $19.99. It is absolutely worth that $19.99. This set is awesome, especially having the debut of Green Lantern, Sinestro, and a really awesome spacesuit Batman. So, I mean, for the most part, I really do like this set, and I say this is going to be my last DC Superheroes 2015 Justice League set review only because I probably won't be reviewing the Black Manta Deep Sea Strike, because that set, while Black Manta is really awesome, it's just not a set that I really think I have time to review. So I'm going to end it off here and just get these four out of the way. So without further ado, let's get started with the Green Lantern vs. Sinestro set, pretty much the smallest set of the new DC 2015 lineup. Alright, so we're going to start off with Green Lantern, and this is obviously the Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and this is using the new 52 design as well. This is not the same minifigure that we saw in the LEGO movie, though there is a possible slight correlation I'll get into in just a second, but for the most part, it's just like, I have to ask, why? Why did it take LEGO so long to finally put Green Lantern in a LEGO set? It's just like taken years, and I don't know why, but it's just been, I'm glad it's finally happened, no doubt, but it's just been so damn long. But LEGO did do a really great job here. The printing on the torso is really nice, obviously not overly complex, but still very effective and super accurate. The same can be said for the back as well, and it's overall a really nice printed torso, and there's even a little bit of printing on the belt, a little bit of green there, and then he even has leg printing too, which is pretty nice. And obviously the the leg printing doesn't extend to the sides or anything. Hell, it's not even a seamless connection between like the knee area and the thigh area, but I mean, it's still pretty cool that they at least did do it, and it does look okay. It's that little slight bit of green in between the like I said, the thighs and the knee parts of the leg. It is a little bit noticeable, but it's still very nice. I mean, this minifigure is overall really fantastic, and the hairpiece was pretty predictable. I think we all knew that when LEGO did eventually make Hal Jordan, they were going to use this hairpiece, and you can see that the face is really nice. However, there is a slight problem with mine. You can see that on the mask there is like a slight little scratch, and I guess that might have happened in the factory at some point. I don't honestly know what could have caused it. It might just be a flat-out misprint. I don't know, but unfortunately it is pretty noticeable, and it killed my inner OCD, but unfortunately I wouldn't have had enough time to order one from replacement parts before I ended up recording this review. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Other than that though, it's a really nice face, and super awesome. I especially love the green shading that they have surrounding the eyes. And if we go ahead and turn the head around, you can see that we do have a pretty different facial expression than what you would expect. Instead of just like a basic smile or anything, I mean, he is just freaking excited about something, and this is why it leads me to believe that this is sort of like a salute to the LEGO movie, the Jonah Hill version of Green Lantern that was used in the film, because I feel like, people who get the Green Lantern minifigure and they, after having seen the LEGO movie, they would want something like this, and it only makes sense. So I'm totally not against this, and I think it's definitely pretty cool. So other than that though, that is pretty much it for our first ever Green Lantern minifigure. Man, I hope we get John Stewart in the next lineup, because this is obviously proving that the LEGO group is more than capable of making a pretty solid Green Lantern minifigure. And then of course we've got the leader of the Sinestro Corps, Sinestro himself. So great to see him as an official minifigure as well, and LEGO did an equally as awesome job with his design as they did on Green Lantern, and you can see that the face is really freaking awesome. The eyebrows, the mustache, the cheekbones, it all really adds up and makes this minifigure look just like Sinestro. And if we go ahead and remove the hairpiece, which I'll talk about in just a second, you can see that the alternative facial expression is pretty much the same thing, just obviously with a much more aggressive mouth that we've got going on there. And so that's really awesome. It's just, I know financially and cost-wise, it would not have made sense for LEGO to have made a new hair mold for Sinestro when the Joker hairpiece comes pretty close. It's just, this is not Sinestro's hairstyle. So when I first saw this minifigure, I was kind of, put off by the hairpiece, but the design and printing quality of the minifigure definitely distracts from all of that. The torso printing is freaking awesome. I absolutely love the Sinestro Corps logo in the center there, and everything else surrounding it. It all looks great. The same can be said for the design on the back and the continuation of what we see on the front. It's all really awesome, and the leg printing is pretty much the same as Green Lantern's in concept. It's not the same design, but they printed it the same way, and therefore you have, unfortunately, the same same exact little tiny, you know, like OCD killing gaps that come in between the thigh and knee areas. But other than that, it still looks really awesome. And you can see that the weapon that he's got going on here, this is actually a couple of molds. We have the standard Lego rod in a transparent yellow, and then we've also got this Ninjago piece, which is we've seen before, molded in trans yellow as well. So really awesome, and it's pretty cool that we get an accessory that he made using his ring. But obviously, you know, Hal, he already is using his ring to make that jet, I would assume, so we don't get an accessory for him. But speaking of accessories, before I close out on this minifigure, I do want to talk about the absence of rings themselves. I mean, in Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, we had what was basically the Lord of the Rings ring pieces, just in green, and they had the lantern symbols, like, you know, molded into the design. It looked awesome, and it's just like, you would think for the freaking Green Lantern minifigures and the Yellow Lanterns that they would have made their rings, but I mean, they're obviously, you know, really big. They look like bracelets. That was always a common complaint of those molds, but I mean, I think it would have been necessary for them to at least show up in this set. So that's kind of unfortunate that we don't even get their actual rings. So that's just one small problem, though. The minifigures themselves are still awesome. So now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Batman. Alright, so if you watched my Darkseid Invasion review, then you would know my opinion on this whole new thin plasticky material that Lego is printing on to pretty much give us what are pretty supposed to be their wings. So like Hawkman had this same problem, and I call it a problem because these like new laminated thin plastic wings that they're printing on here, they're nice. It's just they have the potential to come creased in the box, and my Hawkman suffered dramatically from that, and I still haven't fixed those wings to this day after recording that review about a week ago. So they're nice, and the printing on them is nice. Of course the printing on them is nice, though, because it's not exactly difficult to print onto a material like this. So I mean, it's okay. It's just, you know, in the game, Hawkman and the Deep Space Batman suit, I gotta stop calling it Deep Space. I'm thinking of the Iron Man suit. The spacesuit Batman, you know, they were three-dimensional molds in the game, and we did not get the same thing here because, once again, cost-wise, I guess Lego just didn't see it. So that really sucks. But you guys, if you watch my Darkseid Invasion review, then you'd know how this works. You pretty much just remove the piece that is on the back, and then the wings come right off, and they're just wrapped around this little neck brace here, and that's pretty much how they work. And so you have the wings folded out here, and once again, the design on these is just really great. I just would have really hoped it would have been nice if it was on a three-dimensional mold. That's my only thing. Thankfully, my spacesuit Batman did not suffer, his wings did not suffer as dramatically as my Hawkman's wings did, but yeah, so that's pretty much the way these work. And then you can see here we do have the alternative version of the wings, and these are pretty much the wings folded in. So obviously Lego would not have given us two wing molds, but I would have appreciated maybe just one wing mold, and they could have just totally skipped out on the folded in version. I would have been fine with that, but unfortunately we do have a couple of printed pieces of thin plastic for the wings. But if we go ahead and take a look at the cowl here, this is the new Batman cowl, and it is freaking awesome, and great to see already being molded in different colors. This time it's molded in chrome. I absolutely love the design. If you want to hear my opinion on it, definitely watch my Gorilla Grodd review, Gorilla Grodd Goes Bananas review. The head, though, is really awesome. I gotta say, it's really cool because on the visor, we actually have what is pretty much like a texture almost printed on it. It's obviously not like a physical texture, but it's pretty much just like a dotted pattern that we have going on in the visor there, and it's really freaking awesome. I mean, unnecessary detail like that, I really appreciate as a Lego minifig customizer, and then the rest of the detail, you know, surrounding it is really freaking awesome as well. But we do get an extra Batman head. I should point out, this is nothing new or anything. It's just a standard Batman head with the standard, you know, standard facial expression on the front and the standard alternative facial expression on the back. And so this is pretty much the way it looks if you do not want to use the actual, like, you know, the mask that he has over his head when he's actually in space. So that's pretty cool, is that they included the head, you know, just for the heck of it. So that's pretty nice. And if we go ahead and remove the neck brace, though, to give you a better look at the torso, we've got a really nice design for the torso as well. And the tubes are really nice. The utility belt, everything about this design is really nice. And obviously this is all taken straight out of Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. And then all the tubing connecting to what is looked pretty much like I guess sort of like not really a jetpack, but sort of like, I guess, an oxygen tank is what you can consider that on the back maybe. And then the continuation of the utility belt, all really nice. And there is no leg printing for the spacesuit Batman, but obviously once again this is all carried over straight out of Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, excluding the wings, because once again the wings were three-dimensional in the game and they were an actual mold, and unfortunately that did not make it over into the actual physical world of things here with this actual Lego set. So other than that, though, that is pretty much it for the minifigures included with this set. They are really nice. It's kind of sad that we do have an absence of the actual lantern rings themselves, but I mean, for the most part though, a really solid set of minifigures with some problems that are pretty easy to get past. So Green Lantern's jet, it's implied that he made this using his ring. Obviously there wouldn't be any black components if he did, but for the sake of the design and how cool it does make this jet look, I'm not going to complain about it any further. We do get some really awesome transparent green pieces back here, like the wings, these slopes on the side, the cockpit. It's all pretty cool, and it has a pretty basic set of playability features, just a couple of stud shooters and a couple of spring-loaded shooters, except the spring-loaded shooters do actually have a pretty cool mechanism for how they work, because this back engine piece here is what pretty much controls the firing of these spring-loaded shooters. So you have this little Technic piece that it is attached to running all the way through the back half of this thing, and you can turn it whichever way you want, and that'll fire that respective spring-loaded shooter piece. And so basically, say I turn it to the left here, and it'll fire this spring-loaded shooter right there. So just to give you an idea of how that works, you can see, once again, the spring-loaded shooters are loaded up right there if you can't already see. So firing, just turning it to the left, you can see it fires it pretty effectively, and off the table it goes. I got it for once. So yeah, but that's pretty much the way that works, and obviously if I turn it to the right, it'll fire the one on the right side of the jet. And hey, I actually didn't miss for once. This is like the first time, I think, in all the reviews I didn't miss for the first shot. But yeah, so that's pretty much the way these spring-loaded shooters work for the Green Lantern versus Sinestro set. I wish LEGO would carry these over, the same idea over with future sets and make these spring-loaded shooters more hidden and less apparent, and then just give a nice mechanism for the, how they fire. It's just design-wise, it really does make sense, and it works a lot better. You can see we do have an available couple of studs there for Green Lantern to sit, or I guess lay down, because he doesn't really sit in this thing, and this is pretty much the position you have to have him in. And so he does attach to those pretty nicely, and then you can close the cockpit over him. So yeah, there's that. And then the stud shooters are pretty much using this exact same 1x2 piece that was introduced recently for stud shooters, and so there's nothing new there, but they do still fit really seamlessly into the design, so that's pretty cool. But yes, you guys know how stud shooters work. They you just push down on the lever and then they fire. So to give Green Lantern, or not Green Lantern, I've got our Yellow Lantern here, Sinestro, some more target practice. You can see these stud shooters are not nearly as effective, but they are still pretty cool up close, I guess. So you guys know how stud shooters work. They are not new, but other than that, we got some nice ventilation pieces here, a nice set of cheese slopes on the back. I guess it is worth pointing out, I know you guys will correct me otherwise, there is a super jumper piece included with this set if you couldn't already tell, and basically the way it works for this set, these cheese slopes here with this little laptop piece actually has a purpose. You stick your minifigure on the super jumper and then you line it up on these slopes here, or up against that little piece there, and then you fire it at the Sinestro core, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you guys get the idea. Super jumper included, and you can launch it if you really care, but personally I do not, because they never work for me. So there you go. The engines are pretty nice, but I mean, other than that, there really isn't much else to see. There is a printed Green Lantern piece here, which is pretty nice. There are no stickers with this set. That is printed as well back there on the containment tube, so really awesome Green Lantern jet here. It's just, I mean, it does make sense that there are black pieces, but like I said, I can totally get by that. These wings can be adjusted, by the way, if you couldn't already tell. They are on some hinge pieces, so yeah, man. Green Lantern's jet, pretty freaking cool. Sinestro's containment tube is pretty cool. It's basically just a playability function, and is obviously the premise of this set. He's trying to recover his stolen Green Lantern core, so I guess we'll put Sinestro next to it just for the sake of it. And you can see that we do have the spring-loaded shooters once again, and that is pretty much what is, the purpose of the containment tube. You fire the spring-loaded shooters at the target, and that target being the Sinestro Corp symbol printed up there. And you guys already know how this feature works. You just aim it accordingly. If I can do that for once, maybe again, and damn it, gosh damn it, one more shot. No, this is not working. Every freaking review, man, and I don't even know where those went. Yep, I'm gonna have to go find those, but I got one more shot here thanks to the extra pieces, so let's actually try to aim a bit better this time. Gosh damn it. Okay, I think one of those is gone forever, but I was able to recover a couple more of them that flew off the table there. So reloading here, we're gonna give it one more shot. Please work with me, please. Please, damn it! Why is my aim so awful? Yes, I did it! There you go! That's how the playability feature works. So if you're not like me and you can actually aim the damn thing, it's actually very effective with the spring-loaded shooters. So yeah, the Sinestro Corp's logo comes down, and so does the actual glass for the front half of the containment tube. And the containment tube design is pretty simple other than that. Once again, it's just a big playability feature. And so the idea is he pretty much recovers his, his Green Lantern, the actual lantern itself here. And so putting that off to the side though, what you're supposed to do is you take out this cheese slope and this 2x2 tile attached to it, and then take Green Lantern, relieve him of his weapon, and then you just pretty much put him in place of that, and then you can trap him inside his own containment tube, and that is the premise of this set. And so overall, it's really nice. It's got a couple of really effective playability functions, actually 3 if you count the stud shooters, so it's overall really awesome, and I think this set is really great. And then obviously you can have the Deep Space Batman suit come into play if you want. I don't know why I keep calling it Deep Space. I guess it reminds me of the Iron Man suit, that's why. But yeah, man, really solid set with some really solid playability features. But now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the box instruction manual extra pieces, and we're going to wrap up my final DC 2015 winter review. So the box for the Green Lantern versus Sinestro set is actually pretty small, and you can see on the front here we do have the Green Lantern, and we have the spacesuit Batman confronting Sinestro on what appears to be an asteroid. I'm not sure. I haven't actually played LEGO Batman 3, so let me know down in the comments if that's what the scenario is from. But you can see on the top of the box we do have the Deep Space Batman suit sporting the actual size reference, and then on the back we have all the features that I just went over, along with another pretty awesome little scenario going on for the back there. So overall, really nice box, and pretty freaking small actually. The instruction manual for the Green Lantern vs. Sinestro set is actually a 70-page build with a ton of advertisements that we've already seen before in the back, but yeah, right there you can see that is the final step in building this set, man. And then back here with those advertisements you've probably already seen before, we've got obviously a LEGO Club ad right there, and then the same advertisement for LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, the same advertisement for the upcoming Justice League vs. Bizarro League film that LEGO is releasing, and then we also have an advertisement for the rest of the Justice League 2015 winter lineup, excluding the Brainiac attack, along with an advertisement for a bunch of the LEGO movie sets that came out this year and last year. So yeah, man, really awesome. Still got to get myself a double-decker couch, but overall, it's an instruction manual and the last one that I'm going to be going over for this lineup. So that's kind of cool. We get little to no extra pieces with the Green Lantern versus Sinestro set. We get one of those extra black pistols that was used for the containment tube. We get an extra cheese slope, a couple studs, a little plate there, and one of the pieces that goes inside the stud shooters and their little devious faces. And we do get an extra spring-loaded shooter piece as well. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. And now we're going to go ahead and finish off my last DC 2015 winter review. It's been fun, man. So yeah, let's do that.
Brightest day, blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight.
Get out, Ryan. Alright guys, and that about wraps up my final review of the 2015 Justice League lineup. It has been great, and I know some of you guys do want me to review the Black Manta Deep Sea Strike, but unfortunately, time-wise, it's just not worth it. I gotta cut it off here so that I can review the Star Wars sets before I inevitably have to cut those off early too, because there just simply isn't enough time before the Age of Ultron and the UCS Helicarrier and all that stuff starts coming out next month for me to do all these reviews plus showcases. And like I said, time-wise, I gotta prioritize which sets I really think need a review and which sets I really think do not. So sets like that, the Star Wars AAT, the Microfighters, things like that, you will not see showing up on my channel. So it's unfortunate, but unfortunately it is the case. And yeah, but if you enjoyed this review or maybe found it informative, be sure to let me know by dropping this video a like below and or your opinion down in the comments as always, because either of which really mean a lot and definitely go a long way. I know these reviews are late, but I'd still love to hear you guys' opinions on these sets and the things that I went over. And you can also follow me on the Twitter, the Bookface, and the Instagrams. Links to all 3 of those are down in the description below as well, man. And there I've been posting all kinds of behind-the-scenes photos and preview photos and you know, just general update photos of things I'm working on, such as minifig scale Minecraft customs. I just finished up Captain Sparkles. I'm working on Skyda's Minecraft to put them in a showcase, Achievement Hunter minifig scale Minecraft customs, and along with a bunch of Age of Ultron minifigures that I'm working on to show off in May. So all of that can already pretty much be seen over there in some nice, pretty cool preview photos, man. So definitely recommend checking all that out. But man, I was waiting for this set ever since San Diego Comic-Con of 2014. So finally getting this set was really exciting, and having Green Lantern as an official minifigure, it took long enough. Mine does have a misprint, like I said, you already pointed out, but I mean, for the most part though, it's really great to finally have these minifigures in a pretty solid set. So I highly recommend it for that 20 bucks. So that's where I'm going to close out this review, and I'll see you guys later. Alright. Bye! There's like sand in this. Like, what the fuck? There's a freaking hair on his chest, isn't there? That's annoying. Set review on the Green Lantern versus Sinestro set. And instead of this review, I know I'll not be... the face for the Green Lantern here. Why do I keep saying Green Lantern? Oh my god, it's Sinestro. He's a yellow lantern. Why? Come on, mouth, why? Spring-loaded shooters work. Those This is not working.
Why aren't you two fighting?
We don't have our rings.
Alright, so?
It's just not the same.